Alright, this is going to be the start of a brand new special series. It is, well, this video itself will be uploaded to my review list for Kamen and Super Sentai. This is called the Super Sentai and Kamen Rider Special, review special number 1. This one, this particular special review series will be discussing the crossovers between Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. You're thinking, wait, haven't you discussed already 3 of these already? I have. I've discussed Super Attention, the very first movie that came out. I reviewed that back in, I think it was 2020, I think it was. Yes. I reviewed the second one as part of the Villa Hero reviews. I plan to review it when I get out, so I'll do for this. The third Super Sentai Attention movie, I believe I reviewed that when I did my review for Q-Ranger, I think it was. Yes, that one in particular, I'm probably going to review that one again. That one in Tension, I'll probably review that. When I tend to both those two movies again, I will be reviewing all Tension movies for this new series. Plus, of course, our next movie. So, this one was talking about... Now, by the way, also, those who are thinking, wait, what about the crossover between Shuriken and Decade? I don't plan to discuss that again, because I've discussed it already. I thought it was an okay crossover. Mind you, that one. It was technically the first ever one, per se. It predated Tension, but we'll talk about it another time. When I talk about Decade. So, this was discussing a special that lasted for 45 minutes. It's a special released in 2014. Roughly 11 years ago this month. Yes. A special known as Ryushu Sentai ToQger versus Commoner Gem Spring Vacation Combining Special. It is a crossover between ToQger and Gem. After watching this, I decided to move up, basically, when I went to review Gem. When? Not going to say when. Plus, also, this movie is sort of a prologue. Excuse me. It's a prologue into... I think it was... Oh, yeah. It was basically a prologue into a big movie that we'll be discussing maybe today if I get time to. It depends. Yes. So. Yeah. So, this special was released in between episodes 6 and 7 of ToQger, and episodes, well, they say it takes place between 23 and 24, though I could say it'd be after 24 of Commander Gem, because appearance of one of the other raiders here, they're referred to as armored raiders. Yes, unlike other traditional Kamen Riders, these guys were like armored with theirs, they refer to as the armored raiders. You're thinking, really? Yes, really. These raiders are mostly associated with Gem, and they're all powers based upon fruit. Gem is basically an orange. There's also Baron, who is a banana. And Ryugen, who is real name is Masune, he is, I kid you not, he's a kiwi. Yep, he is a freaking kiwi. Oh, he did appear in the third Tension movie, which I believe was also the last ever one ever released. Yeah, this one I have reviewed. I'm not going to be discussing this one again because I'm discussing what comes to Kamen Rider. I'm talking about X8, yes, but not in the case of this particular review series. It's the only one I'm not doing that for. Alright, so basically the special starts out with, look at this, you have ToQgers arriving in this town where there's no shadow presence. Yeah, the shadow line is not in this special at all. And they arrive in a town that is pretty much, in a way, the main location for Kamen Rider Gem. Basically, it's like guest star in their show. And they arrive there, And there's also some monsters that show up who part of the Badine Empire. Well, I heard they're like, wait, the Badine Empire? You mean the organization that appeared in that movie special back in the 80s, which debuted Kamen Rider ZX? Yeah, they brought them back here. I'm like, wow, I was surprised to see it. They brought back the Grunts, which, of course, they're Grunts, which is the Kamen for them. This is the first time since that special they've actually appeared. They, of course, have two original monsters here from them, known as Megarod, Mogurarod. Yeah, the whole thing in this one is just one of them looking for the yellow one. That's kind of in a way what goes on here. They do return off this in Go Rider, yes. And he's like going around town, and he's looking for his brother. And then he just keeps bringing up Ibis. Yes. Yeah. At one point, basically, he's a fruit when they have... Well, we'll get back to the fruit in just a minute. So, then, of course, they run into... Of course, the Gaim is like, wait, who are you? Who are you? Yeah, it's quite interesting to say the least. Of course, they do see each other. And, of course, basically... Rai takes Gaim to the Rainbow Express train. Because apparently he's got imagination, so that's the way we see it. Which makes him, I believe, one of two outsiders from the series to actually been on the train, who's not associated with the franchise. I don't understand what that sound is. So hanging on the train for a bit. He's getting a special pass. Was even, I kid you not, I saw this guy, I'm like, wait, aren't you from Decade? Yes. They bring back a character who has a puppet in his hand, and he first knows Nagase. And I'm like, wait a minute. This guy is... Oh, I think that's back to who it is. Yeah. Neraguchi. Yep, it's a guy from Kamen Rider Decade. I was kind of surprised to see him here. Because I was kind of familiar with him, because I did see him in the crossover with Shurikenger. Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting they brought him back for this special. And he has his own puppet for this one. I'm like, that's interesting. And yeah, apparently he's not somebody we trusted, but they apparently have him pop up here for some reason. Okay, those of you curious, the last time he appeared was actually in a net specials. The Tension Who is the Culprit. It's this non-canon movies, but if you want to think, what could have been his last appearance? It was W in Decade. The movie came out in 2010. This was 4 years later, so this was his first canon appearance in 4 years. This led to his appearance in the next movie, which we'll discuss probably the next special. So, they get basically his past, they go on board. By the way, beer from Gaim here, basically the allies here is Mai ToQger. ToQger, who's that, you might ask? Well, he's like the owner of a corporation, and he apparently can't see the train because of his imagination. There is also Chunky, who is basically one of their support members who just happened to be here in this special. Yeah, she was a regular character in the series, from what I can tell, and this was just basically her appearance in the series for a bit. There was also Kajiro Bando. The yellow Ressha probably Gaim works for. And there's also Ayo. Droopers looks like it's basically a place that's it's basically associated with Gaim. Oh yeah. Yeah. And of course, they have some fun. They destroy some monsters. At one point, they're asked to leave because there's no shadow line here, so I want to move on. But Rai can't leave it alone, so basically he helps out with the monsters. And, well, then he has basically meet some monsters. Basically, he has to buy with them briefly to just so they can calm down. But then Mai just leaves the train, just walks right off. And, of course, Rai goes after her. The ToQgers don't do anything at this point. Because at this point, ToQgers lead the special. It's all about Gaim for a while, which I don't mind this at all, because basically the way they wrote it quite interesting. Unlike in the case of X8 with the tension movie, where the stuff for that was not interesting at all. It just was like so much at the frickin' screen with them. This one, everything is like gradualist, where we used to the Baron, who was a bit of a dick per se, where you just associate with them. And apparently Ressha has a thing from right closer to Mai. Yeah. But then of course Right basically has to basically work together. They kidnap the dude, which of course they find the right one, and then they battle him. And then one of them basically, ToQger helps Right battles one the other one, and of course the other two Kamen Riders take on the other one. And then during the course of the battle, Kamen Rider 1, Kamen Rider 2, and B3 show up to help him out. Because also, for some reason, we have this brand new writer named Kamen Rider 15 for some reason. Oh my god. So I keep blowing my nose, but my nose is very stuffy. So, and then of course they battle Rider, and of course that's like, why aren't you gonna help basically? And of course, then they say a line that is there to set up Showa Rider versus Henson Rider. And he's like, we're Showa Riders. They're Henson Riders. We don't work with Henson Riders. Yeah, you're like, what the heck is going on here? Despite the fact they work together in tension movies. Yeah, this was weird. But we'll talk about that more. We'll talk about the tension movie. Basically the first movie. Where, based on the trailer, it looks like that the Showa Riders, the 15 of them, are being manipulated to fight the Heisei Raiders. And by the way, ToQger are very confused about Showa, Henshin. I'm like, did they study Japanese history with the whole Showa era, which started back in the 1830s and ended basically in 1988, the year I was born. Henshin, Heisei is basically started in 89, technically 88, and ended in 2019. Yes. So the decline working, I'm happy to see them again. I thought it was really cool to see them in this special. But the whole purpose of being here, along with Rider 15, was set up that particular movie. And then, of course, beat the monster. And, of course, that's set up for basically a special. So, like, a lot of this particular vacation special is set up for a movie. But it's really good. And it made me very interested in Gaim. Very, very interested. But at one point, they, don't eat that fruit. And, of course, when they eat the fruit, they go giant size. You're thinking, wait a minute, eating something go giant size. Like, that sounds familiar. Yeah, they kind of ripped this off from Power Ranger. But overall, this was a fantastic special. And I do recommend to people fans of ToQger and Gaim if they ever seen Gaim. Because it's really good. It explains Gaim kind of really well. It doesn't explain the backstory of the series. But it does show Gaim really well. You're not throw everything all at once. That's what I was so confused with the whole thing X8. And this basically was fun. Really fun. Yep, so that's pretty much it particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. And, well, next up is Super Sentai review. Okay, thanks you. Bye.